Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a Valentine's makeup tutorial on this look. I wanted to kind of focus more on the eyes rather than doing like a really soft eye and a bold lip. I'm just more about the eyes myself, and I think for Valentine's, you know, if you're going on a date, if you're going to be eating or drinking or maybe kissing, then you want more of a softer lip that you don't have to kind of maintain as much as like a bright red or a bright pink. I went for more of a neutral pink. You could definitely go totally nude as well, but I wanted to keep the focus on the eyes. So I did this kind of pink burgundy shades and some lashes and wing liner just to make it more pretty. You could definitely smoke it up and do like a black in the waterline if you wanted to make it more sultry and more kind of evening appropriate, or you could totally not do so much darkness on the outside and make it more soft and daytime appropriate. But anyway, I hope you like the look and I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm going to start off with priming my eyes, and I'm going to use Urban Decay's primer potion in the colour Eden, and I'm going to place that all over the lid and then blend it out with my ring finger. And the reason I like to use the Eden shade is because it has like a yellowy tone to it, so it acts as a base as well as a primer. Sometimes I'll use the original primer potion which has no colour, and then I'll also go in with like MAC's soft ochre paint pot to work as my base and actually give me a clean canvas, whereas this does both. Even though it isn't as pigmented as the MAC paint pot, it still does the job. And then for my base shadow, I'm going to use Walk of Shame from the Naked Basics palette. It's just a light cream shade with a pink undertone to it. And I'm just running that all over with a fluffy brush. Then from the Lorac Pro palette, I'm going to use the mauve shade, and that's going to act as my transition colour, so that's going into the crease and blending upwards. So I'm using both side to side motions and some circular motions as well, just to help it fade upwards. And as you can see, that's given us a nice bit of shading in the crease area. I'm then going to take the light pink shade in the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm using that on a large flat brush, and I'm going to pop that onto the lid, starting from the inner corner and working outwards. I want it to be brightest on the inside. So I've packed most of the colour on the inner half, and then whatever's left on the brush, I'll just sweep on the outer half. And then going back to my fluffy crease brush, I'm taking Sketch from MAC, and I'm going right into the crease with that. I'm just not blending up as far as the mauve. We're just adding some depth. So that is just making our shading a little bit more intense and adding some depth. I'm then going to take a little bit of that just on the outer corner of the lid. So I skipped ahead on this eye and figured out what shadows I wanted to use on the lid, and I'm going to take 3 different pigments. The first one I'm using is from Bella Terra Mineral Cosmetics, and this is a mineral shimmer in the colour Burgundy, and you can kind of see the colour there. And that's going on the outer half of the lid, and on the inner half of the lid I have a pigment from my Ivory stack from Naked Cosmetics, and I'm using the pink shade, and this is IV02. And then lastly, I'm taking a Bare Minerals pigment in the shade Garland, and it's just a pale gold shimmer shade. I'm not even sure if this is still available. It was from a Christmas collection a while ago, but there's definitely other shades similar to this around, and that one is going right in the inner corner. So first, that burgundy shade on a flat brush on the outer half, and I just fade it out when I get to the middle. And this one has a nice rich colour to it, and it's nice and pigmented, so I don't necessarily need a sticky base for it. And then the other 2 colours, because they're lighter in tone, I will be using a base for them, particularly for the light pink shade in here, because it's a duochrome shade, so I really want it to show up a little bit stronger. So I'll be using the Too Faced Glitter Glue adhesive and a flat synthetic brush. I'm just taking a little bit of that and patting it on the inner half. Take a little bit more and pat that just around the tear duct. So taking my pigment from the Ivory stack, and I'm just patting that over the glitter glue. And I'm starting from the inside and working outwards because I want it to fade out at the point where it meets the burgundy. So then I'm very lightly just going over that point where they meet. And I'll go back to the brush with the burgundy on it and fade over that again so that we get a nice smooth gradient effect. And then taking a small little bullet brush like this and the Bare Minerals shade, and I'm packing that around the tear duct, and I'll pull it up so that it meets and blends into the light pink shade. And then I'm pulling it underneath just so that it extends a little bit towards the lower lash line. And then taking a small little detail brush like this, you can use whatever small little brush you find handy to get underneath the eye, and I'm going along the lower lash line with Sketch, which is the darker shade we put in the crease. And I'm starting from the outside and working in. I want it to be darkest on the outside. Oh no! Oh my freaking god. I just knocked over the ivory pigment stack and the pink was open. And it's everywhere. That's great. Oh, I lost half of it. I was never going to use all of it anyway, but still. Oh my god, I have to show you. That is pure, beautiful pigment lost. Oh, and I'm only left with half of it. Where? So freaking annoying. And it's so hard to clean up pigment. I hate cleaning up pigment. Moving on with the scheduled programming. So we're all caught up with our eyes. They are even. And I think I'm going to leave the shadow at that. I'm going to add some cream in the waterline, I think, and then liner and lashes. We'll see how we're looking. So I'm going to take a cream colour pencil. This is 005 Nude in the Rimmel Scandalise pencils. I'm going to pop that into my lower waterline. So that opens up the eye rather than adding a dark colour like a black in the waterline that closes the eye. A lighter colour will open it up. It'll make you look more awake. Okie dokie. Bit of a liner. I'm going to use this Essence Liquid Ink Liquid Liner. This is the waterproof one. I've only used this a couple of times, but I know a few of the girls in work love this liner. And it's cheap and cheerful, which helps. So I'm going to do a line across the lid, keeping it nice and thin on the inside. And then I'm going to thicken it up on the outer half. This is a nice pigmented liner, I would say that. It's very black. So I've thickened up that liner, but I've kept it fine in the very inner corner. Oh, and it dries nice and matte. I like that. The couple of times that I did use this liner was like really quickly, or else over liner that I already had. So then I'm just going to wing it out. There's a decent brush on this too. I like this liner. And then I'll just do the same on the other side. Or I'll try to do the same. I find the worst part about liner is getting them even. So that is that with the liner. So I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. And then I'm going to pop on some Inglot 14S lashes. So I've got my lashes on, the glue is still drying, but we're going to move on to brows. Now normally I use a gel in my brows. I either use the Inglot Gel Eyeliner number 90 or the Brow Gel number 19. But today I think I'm going to do something different just to switch it up a little bit. I haven't used anything different in quite a while. So I'm going to use this 17 Brows That Brow Kit. And I actually used to use this a while ago and I did like it. It comes with, you get a fairly large mirror. You get a wax, which I generally don't use waxes. You get a powder and you get a little shimmer highlight that you can pop underneath the brow. And you get a little brush and a pencil. And I believe I got this free with an order I made on boots.ie. So because I actually hadn't ordered it, I had no expectations, and because it was from a more of an affordable brand, I wasn't sure what the quality was going to be like, but I actually was quite pleased when I started using it. And I found that I liked the colour in it. It's kind of like a cooler brown, which is quite nice. And that kind of a cool medium brown works on a lot of people. So if you're in the market for an affordable little brow kit, I'd say go check it out from 17. So I'm just going to sharpen the little pencil first so we can get our brows a little bit more precise. Because that is what I love about gels, and using just like a really fine angled brush, you can get them so sharp and so precise. And I'm going to use the same technique I use with the gels. I'm going to outline the underneath, outline the top, and then fill in and see how that works for us. Definitely different working with a pencil. I don't like that I can't get my tail as sharp as I like, but I might be able to do that with the little brush and the powder. So I'll just roughly fill that in. We're going over with the powder anyway. So I'm just going to take the little brush, which is a small little synthetic flat brush, with the powder. I'm going to run that through the body of the brow first. Just fill in any gaps. And that will also help to set the pencil and allow it to last longer. I'm going to fade some through the front. And you know what, I'm so used to using an angled brush even if I do use a powder on the off chance, or even on like clients. I wasn't sure if I would like like a flat brush like this, but because it's so small, it's actually grand, because on its side it's like a perfect width for the brow, and then I can use the tip to get it at the edges. So I actually like the effect that I get at the front of the brow, because I can fade it out quite nicely. So I'm going to take a little bit more powder on the tip and work on the tail. Sharpened it up a little bit. So that is one brow done. Definitely an improvement, and even though it is quite a filled in brow, it's definitely more soft than the gel that I would normally use. It's not subtle, but it's just softer. I'm not sure if it comes across on camera, but in person I can definitely like see the hairs more, and it's just that little bit more natural. And I wanted something a little bit softer for the Valentine's look, just to keep it a little bit more pretty and less kind of severe, or you know, I didn't want to go too crazy on these, even though I know it's like, it's not subtle at all, but using those kind of soft pink colours, I just didn't want to go too severe. And I know some people are going to be thinking, girl, where are you going with your soft and your natural? You know, you got the wing liner, the lashes, the smoky eye. Well, it's not really that smoky. But to me, it's just a little bit more toned down to what direction I could have gone with it. So I'm going to do the same on the other brow. So we've got both brows on, and I'm just going to go over the lash band where you can see the white of the band, or where the glue hasn't gone completely clear, and just blacken that up. So back to my little liquid liner. I'm just wiggling it in between the false lashes to get at the band. So that just conceals the actual false lash band a little bit more. So I am just going to pop on primer, foundation, concealer, and come back to you. So I put on primer, foundation, concealer, I set my face, and I added a little bit of bronzer and contour. I will have a full list of all the products I used on my blog, which I will have linked down below. And then moving on to the blush, I'm going to take MAC's Stay Pretty, which is a nice pink. I'm going to take a little bit of that just on the apples and blending backwards. Just a touch. And for a highlight, I'm going to take MAC's Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish and just pop that on the tops of the cheekbones for that nice glow. For the lip, I'm going to start off with this waterproof lip liner from Flormar, and it is in the shade, does it have a shade? Number 229, and it's kind of a peachy pink. So I've lined and lightly filled in with that. And then I'm going to take one of the Kate Moss matte lipsticks in 101. And I'm applying that mostly to the centre and blending outwards. So it's giving it more of a cooler pink feel to keep in tone with the rest of the look, but I don't want to go too pink overboard, like I didn't want to do a really bright pink. And that is the finished look. I hope you like the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I will have a full list of all the products I used on my blog, as well as more pictures of the look, and that will be linked down below in the description bar. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up by clicking that button down below if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in a later video. Bye! My friends always do.
Turn on halftime in Coldplay. I'm like, I can't. Joe is about to do it. And then I'm between Joe and also the ID channel. I watched this.
Holy I was recording all that time. Holy moly.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna use focus. I'm gonna use this oh, f you, don't focus on me. Minty, stop it. It's alright. It's okay. Thanks for watching. Turn off.
Turn off.
Why won't you?